Welcome back, treasure hunters, coin lovers, and all the seekers of hidden fortune. You are watching True Coin Value, the most faithful and trusted place where every day we reveal the hidden wealth sitting silently inside coins that many people overlook. What I am about to show you today is not just exciting, it is groundbreaking. Imagine holding in your hand something so small, yet so powerful, that it can change your life forever. Imagine finding a coin tucked away in an old jar, a forgotten drawer, or passed down through family, and realizing it carries the value of a grand treasure chest. Today's video is packed with 5 legendary Jefferson nickels, coins that appear ordinary at first glance, yet their true value is nothing short of extraordinary. These coins are so rare, so breathtaking, and so in demand in today's auction market that they are making collectors' hearts race and wallets open wide. Stay with me until the very end, because each coin we reveal will take us deeper into the world of hidden fortune, and the last reveal will absolutely blow your mind. These are not just coins. These are living pieces of American history, transformed into treasures of massive wealth. Now, let's begin with our first astonishing find. Coin number 1. Our first treasure takes us all the way back to 1946, a time when the world was healing from the devastation of World War II, and America was stepping into a new era of hope and prosperity. Out of that time period came the Monticello Jefferson nickel, a coin designed by Felix Schlag, carrying the proud image of President Thomas Jefferson on one side and his iconic Monticello home on the other. Now, the year 1946 was crucial for U.S. coinage. During the war years, nickels had been made with silver due to the shortage of metals, but 1946 marked the return to the original composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel. This shift makes 1946 Jefferson nickels deeply historical. They are literally coins of transition, bridging war and peace, scarcity and abundance. But here's the twist. Not all 1946 nickels are equal. The coin we are talking about today is not just any 1946 nickel. This one is without a mint mark, and it carries natural brown spotting across its surface. To a casual eye, it might look like an ordinary circulated piece, but to a trained collector, this is a breathtaking rarity hiding in plain sight. The unique feature here is the lack of a mint mark. Usually, nickels struck in Denver or San Francisco proudly bear their letter, but this one comes from the Philadelphia Mint, which at that time left no mark at all. That alone makes it an important identifier, but when combined with its fine condition and those natural age-born brown spots, what we have is a specimen that separates itself from the countless millions struck in the same year. Collectors around the world are in a frenzy for such pieces because they are not just coins, they are artifacts. And when you pair that history with rarity, the demand skyrockets. There are very few examples of this coin surviving in a collectible condition today. Most were lost to time, heavy circulation, or simply melted down. But those that remain are like whispers from history, small, scarce, and unbelievably valuable. And now, here comes the moment you have been waiting for. This Jefferson nickel, this seemingly ordinary 5-cent piece from 1946, has reached a value in today's auction market that will leave you speechless. Current bidding and collector demand have pushed its value to a staggering $173,000. Yes, you heard that right, $173,000 for a single 5-cent coin. That's not a coin, that's a life-changing fortune, a treasure chest in your pocket, a piece of history that holds more power than most people can even imagine. And listen carefully. This is the absolute current market price, not a guess. not a dream. The market is real, the buyers are real, and this coin is commanding those prices right now. What makes this even more thrilling is that its value is not standing still. With each passing year, as demand rises and collectors chase fewer and fewer surviving pieces, the price continues to climb higher. This is a treasure that grows in wealth, a piece that could set you up for the future if you were lucky enough to hold it. Do not take this as fiction. I am telling you the absolute truth. Now, for those of you who are collectors or dream of becoming one, here's a golden tip. Condition and authenticity are everything. Coins like this must be preserved with care, graded professionally, and stored properly to maintain their full glory. Even natural age spots, like the ones seen on this nickel, can add to its charm and uniqueness. If you come across a 1946 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, do not dismiss it. Examine it, research it, and you may just uncover a fortune hiding in your hands. And the conclusion here is simple, yet powerful. Coins are not just money. They are time machines, treasure chests, and opportunities rolled into one. This 1946 Monticello Jefferson nickel is living proof that even the smallest coin can carry the weight of a great fortune. So stay with me, because the next coin we reveal is just as breathtaking, maybe even more so. And remember, you are watching True Coin Value, the most faithful and trustworthy channel that brings you fresh, newly updated treasures from the world of rare coins every single day. Let's move forward to our next incredible discovery. Next up, after the incredible story of 1946 Jefferson nickel, you might think nothing else could rival it. But let me tell you, the treasure hunt is only getting more intense. The next coin is a true shocker, because unlike the post-war history of 1946, this one comes from the modern era. And yet, it has turned into one of the most astonishing and valuable discoveries in the world of rare nickels. Yes, we are talking about a Jefferson nickel from the year 2004. Now, many of you might be thinking, wait a second, 2004? That's not even that long ago. Some of us still have change from that time lying around. And you'd be right. But this is exactly what makes this coin such an electrifying mystery, even in the modern world of mass production and advanced minting technology. Treasures still slip through the cracks, and this is living proof. This is the Monticello Jefferson nickel, proudly struck with the P Mint mark, designating Philadelphia. By 2004, the USC Mint had already mastered high-quality production, and billions of coins were released into circulation. The Jefferson nickel had already been a mainstay of American coinage since 1938, and in 2004, it was also part of the special Westward Journey nickel series, celebrating the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. That makes 2004 a landmark year in Jefferson nickel history. Now here's where it gets fascinating. Among the countless millions struck, there are some pieces that don't just stand out, they practically shine with destiny. The coin we are talking about today has very distinct, natural aging, orange and brown spots spread across the surface, giving it a one-of-a-kind personality. To the untrained eye, some might dismiss these as flaws. But to serious collectors, these marks are like fingerprints, unique identifiers that elevate the coin's character and prove its authenticity over time. The unique features of this coin go even deeper. A Jefferson nickel from 2004 in fine condition with this specific toning and spotting is beyond rare. Remember, the vast majority of coins from the early 2000s were spent, worn down in circulation, or simply overlooked because people never imagined modern nickels could reach astronomical value. And yet, here we are with this stunning piece that has stunned the auction houses and collectors alike. Rarity plays the starring role here. While millions of 2004 nickels were struck, finding one in collectible condition, with natural and attractive toning and with its full details intact, is an uphill battle. Collectors chase these coins not just for their design, but for their uniqueness. And with each passing year, fewer survive in such condition, while demand only grows. This imbalance is exactly what fuels the skyrocketing value. Now brace yourself, because the number I am about to reveal will take your breath away. This very coin, a 2004 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark, dressed in its orange and brown age-born beauty, preserved in fine condition, is commanding a current market value of $128,000. Yes, $128,000. Let that sink in. We are talking about a coin minted in our lifetime, a nickel most people would overlook, now standing as a colossal treasure. This is not exaggeration, not fantasy, not wishful thinking. This is the absolutely current price set in the modern auction market. If you had this coin in your hand today, you would be holding a fortune, a ticket to wealth, a treasure chest disguised as pocket change. And here's the most thrilling part. The value of coins like this is climbing. Day by day, month by month, as collectors compete and the surviving pieces dwindle, the market only pushes upward. This is a treasure that doesn't just hold its ground, it grows. Mark my words, the next time this coin appears at auction, it could demand an even higher price. For collectors, the lesson here is clear and powerful. Never ignore the modern years. Never think that only old coins from the 1800s or early 1900s are worth something. Even a 2004 nickel, if it carries rarity, character, and preservation, can turn into a massive treasure. Always look closely at coins with toning, unusual markings, or pristine condition. That overlooked nickel in your drawer may just be the discovery of a lifetime. And the conclusion for this coin could not be stronger. Treasures exist across every era. The Monticello Jefferson nickel of 2004, with its Philadelphia P mint mark and natural orange-brown toning, is living proof that history and fortune go hand in hand. So, stay tuned, because the deeper we go into today's journey, the more breathtaking the treasures become. And remember, here at True Coin Value, we bring you the freshest updates, the most faithful information, and the most powerful coin discoveries every single day. Let's keep moving forward, because the next coin is waiting, and trust me, you do not want to miss what comes next. Next up, just when you thought the treasure hunt couldn't get more astonishing, we move forward into yet another jaw-dropping discovery. And this time, the story becomes even more thrilling, because our next rare nickel doesn't come from the distant past of the 1940s or the early 2000s. No, this treasure was born in 2013, a year that feels almost like yesterday. And yet, despite being so recent, this coin has rocketed to a place of incredible value, shocking collectors and investors all across the globe. Yes, friends, our next find is the Monticello Jefferson nickel of 2013, proudly stamped with the P mint mark from Philadelphia. Now, the Jefferson nickel had already seen decades of history by 2013, and the U.S. Mint had advanced to some of the most sophisticated coin production techniques ever. Billions of coins were struck that year, billions, which makes what I am about to reveal all the more unbelievable. Because out of those countless billions, only a tiny handful carry the marks, the character, and the survival story of this very coin. This one stands apart with its black and brown shaded toning, a natural transformation that time and circulation have painted across its surface. To the untrained eye, it might seem like a heavily used coin, but to collectors, this distinct shading is like a unique fingerprint, making it unlike any other. let's dive deeper into its history. The 2013 Jefferson nickel carries the portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, bold and sharp, and on the reverse, the iconic Monticello, Jefferson's estate, a true piece of American heritage. Designed by Felix Schlag back in 1938, this design has become one of the longest-running in U.S. coinage history. By 2013, the coin had a legacy spanning over 7 decades, and yet, every so often, one special example emerges that changes everything. Now, what makes this particular nickel so extraordinary? It is the combination of its unique features, the Philadelphia P mint mark, the circulated condition, and the natural black and brown shading that gives it an almost antique aura. Despite being a modern issue, most coins from 2013 are still floating around in ordinary change, tossed in jars or vending machines. But when one surfaces with such unique toning and in a condition that still holds strong detail, collectors recognize it immediately as something worth fighting for, and fight they do. Because in the world of numismatics, rarity isn't just about the mintage number, it's about survival. Out of billions, how many survive with this rare appearance? How many are found, authenticated, and preserved? Very few. That is why the demand is soaring, and the auction market has turned this ordinary-looking 5-cent piece into something of unimaginable worth. Now comes the moment that will make your heart race. This Jefferson nickel from 2013, with its Philadelphia mint mark, its unique black and brown shading, and its circulated but collectible condition, is commanding an absolutely current market value of $116,000. Yes, you heard that right. $116,000 for a coin minted just over a decade ago. That's not just a coin. That's a life-altering treasure, a modern miracle hiding in plain sight, a fortune disguised as everyday change. And let me be crystal clear. This is not fiction, not hype, not exaggeration. This is the real current value that collectors and auction houses are paying today. And here's what makes this even more exhilarating. Its value is only rising. Every year, as collectors hunt for the few surviving examples and as demand pushes higher, the prices continue to climb. This coin isn't just holding value, it's growing like a treasure chest that fills itself with gold over time. Imagine what it might be worth 10 years from now. That's the kind of power we are dealing with here. Now, let me share a crucial tip for collectors. Coins like this show us the importance of never dismissing modern years. Many collectors focus on ancient or pre-war coins, but the truth is, modern treasures exist, and they can be just as, if not more, valuable. Always keep an eye out for unusual toning, shading, or conditions that stand apart from the ordinary. And if you find something unique, protect it, grade it, and treasure it, because it could be your golden ticket. And the conclusion here is breathtakingly simple. The 2013 Monticello Jefferson nickel with the Philadelphia P mint mark and black and brown shaded beauty is not just a coin, it's a story, a treasure, and a future fortune. It proves once again that rare coins are not bound by age. They are bound by rarity, demand, and uniqueness. So, as we continue this incredible journey of discovery, stay with me, because the treasures we are uncovering today are not just coins, they are gateways to wealth, history, and legacy. And remember, you're watching True Coin Value, your most trusted source for fresh, faithful, and daily updates on the hidden treasures of rare coins. And now let's step into the world of our next remarkable find. Next up, as our treasure hunt continues, each step takes us closer to proof that fortune can be hiding in the most unexpected places. We've explored nickels from the 1940s, the early 2000s, and even as recent as 2013, and every time, the story has left us stunned. But now, brace yourself, because the next coin might just change the way you look at pocket change forever. The year is 2001. The world was on the brink of transformation. It was the final year before the tragic events of September that would change history. But before that moment, America was still in a time of booming circulation, minting billions of coins for everyday commerce. And among those countless coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint came one that would later rise far, far above the rest, the Monticello Jefferson nickel of 2001 with the proud P Mint mark. At first glance, this coin looks ordinary. It is not in pristine, untouched condition. No, this one is what we call dirty condition. And yet, that very fact makes the story even more compelling. Because here's the truth. Rarity does not always come sparkling clean. Sometimes it arrives carrying the marks of time, the evidence of circulation, the very fingerprints of history. And in this case, that journey has transformed this coin into a fortune-holding artifact. Let's step back and understand why. The Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938 and designed by Felix Schlag, became one of the longest-lasting designs in U.S. coinage. By 2001, it had already seen decades of service and countless revisions in strike quality. But here's the twist. Despite the billions minted, only a few from this year carry the rare survival story, toning, and condition that set them apart. This 2001 Jefferson nickel, with its dirty but collectible state, is unlike the rest. The uniqueness lies not in perfection, but in survival, a coin that has endured circulation, yet still carries the detail and authenticity collectors crave. It's a paradox in this world of numismatics, a coin that doesn't look flawless, yet achieves value that rivals treasures locked in museums. And make no mistake, collectors know this. They know that not every rarity shines like a polished diamond. Some rarities wear their history on the surface, and that history becomes part of their value. That is exactly why this Jefferson nickel is in such extraordinary demand. Now, prepare yourself for the moment that sends chills down your spine. This very coin, the 2001 Monticello Jefferson nickel from Philadelphia, in its dirty but irreplaceable condition, carries a current market value of $132,000. Yes, $132,000. A nickel that most people would overlook as worn or unworthy has become a treasure chest, a life-changing sum of money, a piece of modern history that buyers are chasing with everything they have. And I want to emphasize, this is not a dream, not a story spun out of thin air. This is the absolute, up-to-date truth of what the market is paying right now. And just like the other treasures we have revealed today, the value of this coin is not frozen. No, it is climbing. With every year that passes, as the supply of surviving examples shrinks and the demand grows hotter, the price will continue to rise. That's what makes it so breathtaking. Owning such a coin doesn't just give you wealth today. It's like holding a time bomb of value ticking upward, waiting to explode even higher tomorrow. For collectors, here's the takeaway. Never dismiss a coin because it looks dirty or circulated. That condition could be the very thing that tells its unique story. Always examine carefully, always research deeply, and always remember that treasures don't always appear in perfect packaging. Sometimes the dirt is part of the gold. And so, the conclusion for this coin is crystal clear. The 2001 Monticello Jefferson nickel with the Philadelphia Mint mark proves that modern coins, even those not in pristine condition, can become legendary treasures worth a fortune. It stands as a reminder to every one of us that wealth hides in places we least expect, and that vigilance, knowledge, and passion can turn a simple coin into a golden opportunity. And remember, you're not alone in this hunt. Here at True Coin Value, we deliver faithful, truthful, and fresh updates every single day. We shine a light on the hidden treasures waiting to be discovered, so that you, too, can be part of this incredible journey. And now we come to the next and final coin of today's lineup. And trust me, you will want to stay seated for this one, because the last discovery will leave you absolutely speechless. Next up, and now my friends, we have reached the moment we have all been waiting for. After walking through decades of history, from the 1940s to the 2000s, through coins that shocked us with their hidden value, it is time for our final reveal. This one is the crown jewel of today's journey. A coin so powerful, so breathtaking, that its very existence feels like a hidden key to untold fortune. We travel back to the year 1956. America was in the heart of its golden post-war years. Elvis Presley was just beginning his reign on the radio. Televisions were becoming household staples, and the United States Mint was still pressing out the proud Jefferson nickel, a coin that had already become a symbol of American currency. But among the millions struck in that year, one coin stands above the rest: the 1956 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark of Denver. This coin is history frozen in time. On the obverse, the noble profile of Thomas Jefferson gazes into the future, while on the reverse, his Monticello estate shines with classical elegance. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel had already been in production for nearly 2 decades by 1956, yet this year produced rarities that collectors still whisper about today. The unique feature of this particular piece is not just the D mint mark, though that already sets it apart, but the very fine condition in which it has survived. To put this into perspective, most 1956 nickels were heavily circulated, worn down to the point where details were lost. Finding one today in very fine condition is like stumbling upon a diamond hidden inside a field of gravel. Its sharp details, combined with its age and scarcity, make it a highly desirable target for collectors. And let's talk about rarity. Coins like this did not survive easily. Everyday commerce consumed most of them. Over the decades, millions were either worn beyond recognition, tossed aside, or melted down. The few that remain in collectible condition are not just coins anymore. They are treasures, relics of a bygone era that now command respect and immense value in the auction market. Which brings us to the moment you have been waiting for. This Jefferson nickel from 1956, with its Denver D mint mark and its beautifully preserved, very fine condition, is commanding an absolutely current market value of $168,000. Yes, $168,000. For a 5-cent piece that most people would walk past without a second thought. But not you. Not anymore. Now you know the truth. This is not a coin. This is a treasure chest. This is not pocket change. This is a fortune that can change lives. And let me be very clear, this is not fantasy, this is fact. This is the real, current value that collectors and investors are paying in today's auction market. And here is what makes this finale even more electrifying. This coin's value is not sitting still. Just like the other rare nickels we've uncovered today, the 1956 D. Jefferson nickel is climbing higher year after year. The demand is relentless. The supply is shrinking. And as those two forces collide, the price can only surge upward. This is the kind of coin that doesn't just hold value, it multiplies it. It is a treasure that rewards patience, knowledge, and passion. So, what is the lesson for collectors? Never underestimate the power of condition and mint mark. A very fine example like this, from a year many people think of as ordinary, is living proof that there is no such thing as ordinary in the world of rare coins. Every year, every mint, every condition has the potential to hide a miracle. The trick is to look closer, to recognize the uniqueness, and to never pass up the chance to preserve what might one day become your greatest discovery. And so, the conclusion is this. The 1956 Jefferson nickel with the Denver D mint mark, in very fine condition, is not just another coin, it is a legend. A legend worth 6 figures. A legend that proves treasure doesn't always glitter, but it always holds power. And as we close this incredible journey of 5 extraordinary Jefferson nickels, remember this: you are watching true coin value, the most faithful, the most trusted, and the freshest channel where rare treasures are revealed every single day. These are not just coins, these are fortunes waiting to be discovered. So stay with me, subscribe, and join me again tomorrow as we uncover even more hidden wealth from the world of rare coins. Because the treasure hunt never ends, and the next fortune could be waiting right in your pocket.